Possession's empty.
Memphis can tie or take the lead. No look pass. Edey ties it up with a power stuff.
Oh, wow. That was a nice pass by the little fellow.
The Memphis Grizzlies just pulled off one of the biggest heists in the NBA draft, and it's flying under the radar. We're talking about two players, one, the shortest player in the league, and the other, a giant force in the paint, both of whom are already making waves in the preseason. How did the Grizzlies manage to finesse the league and snag these two hidden gems? Stick around, because you're not going to believe how these two rookies are already turning heads and setting the NBA on fire. The Memphis Grizzlies are no strangers to finding talent in unexpected places, and this year, they may have pulled off one of the biggest surprises in recent draft history. Let's talk about Kamura, a name that might not have been on everyone's radar before. But after his preseason performances, he's become a player to watch. Standing at just 5'8", Kamura is officially the shortest player in the NBA. But don't let that fool you. His playmaking ability is absolutely unreal. In a recent game, Kamura put on a show, dishing out 7 assists and controlling the floor like a veteran point guard. One particular play had Grizzlies fans and even teammates like Jaren Jackson Jr. out of their seats. Kamura's court vision is something special. In this moment, he drives to the free throw line, takes a quick hop, and throws an insane back-cut pass to his teammate, who finishes with a reverse layup. The precision, the awareness. Kamura has everything you'd want in a playmaker, and he's proving that height is no barrier to success. But that wasn't a one-off. Kamura's impact on the game goes deeper than just flashy assists. His spatial awareness allows him to manipulate defenses, and he consistently draws multiple defenders, creating wide-open opportunities for his teammates. One play, in particular, stands out. Kamura runs along the baseline, pulling in 3 defenders before dumping the ball off to Zach Edey for a wide-open shot. His ability to drag defenders and create gravity on the court is something you don't often see in rookies, especially one standing at 5'8". Let's not ignore the fact that Kamura is a unique playmaker in today's NBA. At just 5'8", he's not going to dominate with his physicality or height, but his mind for the game is already elite. In the most recent game, he put up 7 assists, and the night before, he had 8. His ability to read defenses, create passing lanes, and set up his teammates makes him a perfect fit for the fast-paced, high IQ basketball the Grizzlies are known for. Kamura might be short in stature, but he plays with a big heart and an even bigger mind. Grizzlies fans, you've got a real gem here, and it looks like Memphis may have just added a playmaking genius to their already stacked roster. Now, while Kamura is dazzling with his playmaking, there's another player on the Grizzlies who's making his presence felt: Zach Edey. Standing at 7'4", Edey is an absolute giant, and his preseason performance has shown that his skills from college are translating perfectly to the NBA. In the Grizzlies' recent game against the Pacers, Edey went to work, showcasing why his size and skills are going to be a problem for defenders. Edey immediately made an impact in the paint, using post moves that we saw him dominate with in college. And guess what? People said it wouldn't translate to the NBA. Well, they were wrong. His post hooks are already looking deadly, and his ability to use his size to carve out space in the paint is a nightmare for defenders. One of Edey's go-to moves, the drop step, is going to be a signature part of his game in the NBA. In a recent play, Edey grabbed the ball, pounded it into the floor, and hit a quick drop step, leaving his defender helpless as he scored easily at the rim. It's the kind of move that, when executed by a player of his size, is nearly impossible to guard. Marcus Smart, a veteran with years of experience, even gave Edey some advice before the game on perfecting his drop step, and it clearly paid off. Zach Edey brings an element to the Grizzlies that they haven't had in a while: dominance in the paint. Edey's sheer size allows him to not only score with ease, but also control the boards. His presence forces defenders to collapse, opening up opportunities for his teammates. This is the kind of player that can shift the balance of a game with his rebounding, shot blocking, and inside scoring. It's not just about size, though. Edey has shown a surprising amount of finesse and touch around the basket, particularly with his post moves. In the modern NBA, where the game is often played at a fast pace and dominated by shooters, having a big man like Edey who can slow the game down and dominate in the paint gives Memphis a unique advantage. Imagine trying to stop Ja Morant in transition, and when you think you've slowed him down, you've got to deal with a 7'4" giant in the paint. That's the kind of dynamic the Grizzlies are building, and it's terrifying for the rest of the league. So how did the Memphis Grizzlies manage to pull off what looks like a massive steal in the draft with Kamura and Zach Edey? It comes down to their scouting and player development system. The Grizzlies have consistently been able to find players that others overlooked, and both Kamura and Edey fit that mold perfectly. Kamura, despite his height, is proving that basketball IQ and playmaking skills can outweigh physical limitations. Edey, on the other hand, is showing that old-school post play still has a place in the NBA, especially when you're 7'4". The Grizzlies saw potential in both of these players and are now reaping the rewards as they develop into key pieces of the team. Memphis has built a reputation for finding diamonds in the rough, and this year's draft was no different. While other teams focused on more high-profile prospects, the Grizzlies zeroed in on what they needed: playmaking and interior dominance. With Ja Morant leading the way, these two rookies are perfect complements to the Grizzlies' high-octane style of play. Looking ahead, it's clear that Kamura has a real chance to carve out a role on this Grizzlies team. While he may not start, his playmaking ability is something Memphis can use in key moments. His court vision, passing, and ability to break down defenses will be invaluable as the Grizzlies look to make a deep playoff run this season. Even with his height disadvantage, Kamura's intelligence and basketball IQ set him apart. He may not be the tallest player on the court, but he's often the smartest, and that's what's going to keep him in the league for a long time. As for Zach Edey, he's poised to become a force in the paint for Memphis. His ability to score, rebound, and defend will make him a key part of the Grizzlies' rotation, especially as he continues to refine his post moves and footwork. Edey's size alone makes him a matchup nightmare, and as he continues to learn from veterans like Marcus Smart, his game will only improve. The Grizzlies have done it again, finding players who fit their system and style perfectly. Kamura's playmaking and Edey's dominance in the paint give Memphis a new set of tools to challenge the best teams in the league. The Memphis Grizzlies may have just pulled off one of the biggest heists in recent draft history. With Kamura dazzling as a playmaking genius and Zach Edey dominating the paint, Memphis has added two unique talents that could change the course of their season. Will Kamura's IQ and Edey's size be the keys to a deep playoff run for the Grizzlies? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the rest of the NBA needs to watch out.